Tell it how it is, no filter. Episode 212, part 2. I appreciate you rocking with me. How was part 1 for y'all? Part 1 was alright? I kind of, had a game plan and got right to it, right? Alright, so part 2 with no delay. The loved ones you had that left this life, they're still there. They're with you in spirit, of course. They can't answer with words, but they are listening. They still have your back. So you're not crazy if, someone, a loved one you lost and you used to really go to them with your problems and your issues, shit you need to get off your chest. And then, they're not here now, so you feel like you can't do that no more. That's a lie. That's cap. You're not going to get, again, a verbal response. But if you need to, reach out. You can still talk because they're listening. The love doesn't vanish because they're not here anymore. You know what I mean? So talk if you have to. Find some quiet place, the same as if you're meditating or praying, and talk. They'll hear you. And maybe just talking will do better for you in the scenario. I know sometimes you want that verbal interaction to give you some reassurance to the issues, but you never know. Just speaking it into, speaking it to them and they can hear you, something in the universe may, turn your way. You may get over it faster than you thought. Again, maybe just speaking it is enough. You know what I mean? Don't underestimate that, however you vent, however you get things out is therapeutic. It's not necessarily you need a therapist or psychologist to get feedback from it. Some things you can overcome by yourself. Some takes just time. But if you want to use these loved ones that are no longer here to just have just to talk it out. Maybe there's things that you need to say that there's no response needed. You know what I mean? Instead of holding things in. We have to get away from that holding things in too much because there's a way you have to let it out. And this is for across the board. Men, women, men have a lot of shit that's going on. They got to hold it down. All the shit we got to do. So if you could find somewhere to really go privately and you can still reach out to these loved ones for sure. You know what I mean? Some of us can use other avenues. If you got a diary, I ain't against that. That's not a woman thing. You call it memoirs. You could write your stuff out. If you like me, you got a podcast or you want to start a podcast, that's another way of getting stuff out for sure. So find ways. Don't limit yourself. And who cares about judgment? You know what I'm saying? So, but the main focus was they're still here. They're still watching over you. They're still protecting you. You may not be able to see that, but feel that. Really feel that. And I want to take a second, even a moment, to just have a silence for those who have lost someone very special. My condolences for sure, whether recent or not. We all felt that pain. And, I miss mine dearly. You know what I'm saying? Dearly, not daily. Dearly and daily. That's a trip up word right there. But seriously, all jokes aside, my condolences to you. And I feel like if you used to talk to this person while they were here, you can still talk to them. You're not crazy. Speak your mind. Get it out. You know what I'm saying? Privately, of course. So you can definitely use that. And I hope you take what I say and it helps you out in your journey. No emotions in business and in love. And at the least, an extreme control of them. So, do you know why in business you're not supposed to have emotions? To be the most successful. To get the most out of your time that you put in to get paid. You're trading time for money. You can't have emotions because there's no such a thing as a perfect world. There's no such a thing as a perfect job. You can love a gig. People could be out there doing what they love to do, but it still takes this discipline to leave your emotions out because business is not personal. So things may not always swing your way. This is easier said than done. I know a lot of people, may say, we try and we try every day and buttons are pushed. We are humans. Things will get testy. Things will get testy. You'll have a day where you're like, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not talking about that. Come up here, show up, Get your coins and keep it pushing. The more you look at it from a perspective is I'm trading my time for money and that's it. And it's to provide for my family. It's for me to get out of debt. It's for me to just rise above and live the best life I can when I'm not working. Because you don't wait till you're fucking 50, 60, 70 years old to start having fun. You have to balance and say, I'm going to have some fun in between this grind somehow. I don't care what the scenario is. And I've said that before. But do not take it personal. Leave the emotions as much out of it as possible. And that's men and women. But for the in love, I'm more talking men. Because to ask a woman to leave her emotions out of a relationship, that just sounds difficult, right? I'm not saying that they shouldn't listen to this too, but I'm aiming more at my fellas because you have to. You have to control your emotions. Because if you're a grinder and a hustler, and you already got to control it there, I know you feel like, okay, so I control my emotions when I'm grinding. Why do I have to control them in my relationship? Because the same, almost similar. It sounds crazy, but hear me. The same success you have at work by controlling them is the same success, potential success for that relationship. Because you're dealing with a female. There are going to be emotions there. And unless you're excellent in the timing of the height of the emotions versus when it's on the low, you might could throw your emotions in there, but I would say no. You know what I mean? I'm not saying to be a robot in a damn brick wall. I'm just saying, like, keep them shits in control for sure. Try not to bring work home, work to your relationship. You could kind of mention some things that's a little off, but the best story is the story of saying how you got past it, not while you're in it. So, you know, if you had a tough week or whatever, the week is over, you made it through it, you should start with that and then describe the week if you choose to. But again, for the most part, I'm standing tall with this. Don't bring emotions in either. Just that's how I'm solid on that one. No emotions in business or love. And the love part, I'm definitely talking especially the fellas. Cool? Cool. Okay. All right. So I'm going to end off with the health tips, of course, of the week. So I got this from fsph.iupui.edu in the timestamps, of course. 10 tips for maintaining a healthy lifestyle and body weight. Oh, happy Palm Sunday. My grandmother was heavy on that for his loved ones that I miss dearly. Heavy on that. Alright, this is the things acting stupid. Okay, first, measure and watch your weight. I'm going to run through this. Keeping track of your body weight on a daily or weekly basis will help you see what you're losing and what you're gaining. Limit unhealthy foods and eating healthy meals. Do not forget to eat a breakfast and choose a nutritious meal with more protein and fiber and less fat, sugar, and calories. For more information on weight control foods and dietary recommendations, please check the following. They'll be in the timestamps. Take multivitamin supplements. Drink water, stay hydrated, and limit sugar beverages. Easier said than done, right? This is School of Public Health, by the way. Richard M. Fairbanks. Exercise regularly and be physically active. Now, pick a struggle, y'all. I know a lot of people can't exercise all the time. And I hate to use the word can't. I know a lot of people conveniently are unable to exercise regularly. But at least be physically active. Reduce sitting and screen time. You know, an associate told me that they still like to read books. I'm capitalist too. Like, I'm definitely on the audio books tip. But if I'm doing an audio book, do I have to look at the screen? I could just listen, right? Most likely I'm just listening. So I am reducing screen time. All right, I was challenging myself. But if you like to still read the physical books, that is a good thing. Do not minus the credibility of that. Shout out to my people who still read actual books. I'm more for audio if possible. Get enough good sleep. My hustlers, I can relate. I definitely don't do that. Go easy on alcohol and stay sober. That's kind of like crazy because if you go easy on it, you can still like be drunk. So I don't know how they say go easy and stay sober. It's one or the other. But I'm not getting into all of that. I want to shout out Bedros Keuilian. I said it right. It'll be in the timestamps. I love his energy. I love his motivation to try to make us great. He's not judging. He's just telling you his life. Check that out. Find ways to manage your emotions. Didn't I just say that? Wow. Yes, you definitely have to do that. Use an app to keep track of your movement, sleep, and heart rate. Or get a smartwatch. Whether you have Android or iPhones. So I think this is dope. A reminder, people with serious chronic medical conditions, including extreme obesity, diabetes, and heart disease, are at a higher risk of experiencing complications and getting very sick from the COVID-19 infection. They should talk to their medical providers and listen to their advice. If I knew what I was reading, I wouldn't have read that, because we should know all of that by now. A lot of the people that we've lost had one of those conditions. And you should know if there's an underlying condition that you have, you need to get checked regularly and be on the watch. And I know COVID-19 is, some people may say it's behind us, but it's really not. And it was an eye-opener for people with symptoms and chronic medical conditions, as they said. So check that out. If you have anything, asthma, check yourself out regularly. You know what I mean? I don't want, you don't want no surprises. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for everyone. As you enter this next week, be productive, take emotions out, grind, get it going, and do you. You only have one life to live. Till the next time, peace.